Hi. Welcome
to Family Home Evening
with FHEBadMormons.
I'm Mandi.
I'm Charlotte.
And we're coming to you from our father's basement.
It's my old bedroom, probably your old bedroom.
No, I have the other old bedroom. We're in Zion, the motherland, Logan, Utah.
Love it so much.
It's been pretty great so far.
It's been a pretty nice trip.
Except for the fact that we all have COVID now.
Again.
I
tested negative, so I'm just hoping I still have antibodies from when I was sick in January. But here's to testing again tomorrow.
Yay, cheers.
Cheers. So we're still drinking wine, but no shots of whiskey.
Yeah, it's hard to get whiskey in Logan, Utah. I would like to say, well, let's cheers to our patrons first of all.
Hey, patrons. Thanks for being awesome. Cheers.
Thanks. We've still got that promise of some sweet merch coming your way.
We just haven't gone home yet from our last week's episode.
And apparently we might not be getting home this week either. We might just all have to quarantine together.
I would love that.
It might be fun.
I mean, I have a lot of work to do. You might hear screaming babies in the background, and that's because
there's a lot of them here.
And I'm guessing the other half of our family is testing as we speak, shoving Q-tips up babies' noses.
Right. It's fun.
It's a good time. Fun. It's a good time.
So
cheers.
Mormons Corner.
So I've had a really good time here. Go to the DI, Deseret Industries thrift store. Mm-hmm. I found some nice art. A really creepy doll that I hid already in Casey's house. I put it in Rachel's quilting room, plugged it in.
I am always usually the number one fan of creepy dolls, but I saw this and I was like, absolutely not.
It's like Little Bo Peep kind of esque. She's got a hat, which is her brim of the lampshade.
Yeah, it's everything about it's not great, but then you told me your vision for it, which I was like, oh, okay, now I see.
Right. We're not going to take it home and put it in our house. Come on.
Well, tell the people, what are you going to do with it?
So I was going to go hide it in our brother Casey's house. But because I didn't have a chance, because we're supposed to leave tomorrow. But again, with the whole COVID thing, we might have to stay. But since that was my only chance to get to Casey's house, knowing that he was going to stop by to get his kids some jackets, I was like, Casey, I have to go grab this lamp real quick and put it in your house. He's like, yeah, put it in Rachel's sewing room. So we did.
Wait, I thought the plan was to bring it home, paint it creepy and haunted, and sell it on our website.
Oh, that was my plan, but I thought you hated that idea, so I hid it in Casey's. Listen, we'll get it back tomorrow. I'm 90% sure Rachel doesn't want it.
Who would ever want that?
No one would want that, but I thought maybe somebody on the internet might.
Tell the people actually what you're wearing right now as
So,
well.
as I almost spit my wine out earlier for some reason, because it's not good. Tiffany had found me this really white Miami Vice huge shoulder pads. It is 2X, I believe, or maybe even 3X. It's a size 18. I don't know.
Now, it looks like a long line jacket, like a tuxedo jacket.
Right, and it's got a big black and white flower on the lapel, and it's got a privacy panel. So, we don't want to get too whorish.
No cleavage.
You'll be able to see it on this week's cover photo, because I wore it to the temple.
To our photo shoot.
Because we're like, we can't be in Logan and not take a picture next to the temple. So we did that, and that was awesome. Mm-hmm. And my brother Casey said it would look so much better if it had red wine spilt on it. So I'm working on that. Sure am.
We found some. Well, I didn't find anything. I was not really. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling this
thrift store kind of gal.
I wasn't feeling the spirit.
Right? Well, so I thought, because I did find this Viking, hand-blown vase thing that's worth, $80 on the internet. That's if someone's willing to pay for it. At a garage sale for $2.50. So I was like, score! We have to go to thrift stores, or to garage sales or yard sales, because they don't really have garage sales here. I don't know why they call them different things, but whatever.
Because some people don't have yards. Some people have garages.
And some people don't have garages, and they only have yards.
Mm-hmm. This is why you listen to this podcast, people.
But yeah, so there was books, and I saw so many I wanted to buy, and then when I found out they were 25 cents, I bought a lot of them, and I found some really good ones. I don't have them in front of me, so we'll talk more about them next week. But
there's definitely a book of hymns.
I did get because I was like, somebody stole that from church, and Terry's like, oh, they did. And then she looked through it and was like, oh no, there's no ward in here, so they must have gotten it legitimately. So I was like, all right, sounds good, but I'm still buying it for 25 cents.
Yeah, there's some gems in there, so we don't have them right in front of us because we're going to try to keep this one short because we got to go test for COVID.
We got to go see how the other tests have turned out so far.
But there are some really sweet ones that you guys are going to be really excited to hear from on next week's episode.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that Mormon Corner is going to be great. Any repenting? I mean, we found out from my sister Kim that she has been pelted in the head many a time from Idaho from candy coming from the sky of airplanes. So this is not uncommon.
Yeah, we didn't know that was a thing. Apparently Idaho likes to bomb children with candy.
Good for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. It was a little weird at first, but I've embraced
well, until,
the idea.
someone loses an eye or gets sued. It's fine. It's fine.
Until my windshield gets cracked.
Oh, the city's paying for that.
The city?
I don't know.
The townsfolk.
The townsfolk.
You're going to have to sell a lot of potatoes to get the money to pay for my windshield. Small, tiny town in Idaho.
My other favorite is we did bring some of our merch, not merch, but our stickers this time. And we just went to Smith's to go buy our COVID tests. And I hid some stickers throughout the Smith's grocery store.
Like in the 6-packs of beer.
Right. Because I'm like, the first one I put in was the ice machine. Or like where you get the bags of ice. But I was like, I just don't want this to go over poorly. And then I'm like, who's going to like our show is people who drink.
Who's our target audience?
Right? So I went through and like, some of the 6-packs, I put them in there and I just hid them around a beer. And then some of them were like the boxes of beer and I just kind of put it in the handle but then slid it so you couldn't see it. So I'm really excited for those people who find those stickers. It's going to be great. I should have written a note on the back of it, but I didn't have time.
Be like, the Heavenly Spirit has chosen you to listen to
our podcast.
Shitty podcast.
Fabulous.
Good times. We really haven't been paying any attention to the January 6th commission.
Right?
Unfortunately, we've been kind of on Twitter and grabbing bits and pieces of what's going on, but it seems like some good stuff is happening.
Right? I'd say for cool shit is that we haven't been on the internet that much.
Yeah.
I haven't been usually I like to post things on my Facebook to try and make people jealous. I really haven't been doing that. Like, I've just been living in the now and enjoying my time with my family, and it's been great.
Totally. We have planned on it's fun for us to like get together and go to the movies and make a big thing of it because our family's pretty large, Mormons.
There's a lot of us,
and so it
keeps growing.
Yeah, my dad really wanted to go see Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic Park World Dominion or whatever, Domination. I don't know. Anyways, I was like, yeah, I love Jurassic Park. Let's go see it. And Charlotte and Tiffany and everybody were like, absolutely not. I don't want to spend any money on this garbage. And Dad's like, well, let's look at the IMDb. I trust their ratings. And he starts reading out every review for the movie. And it was like, worst pile of garbage I've ever seen. Why do they keep making this shit? And like, there was actually, he probably read 15 reviews. And there was one of them that said, I don't know what everybody's saying. I didn't think it was that bad. And that was the only like positive review. So we don't have any movies or, we've just been watching the classics.
Yeah. Pee-wee, Point Break.
We just watched Groundhog Day.
God, so good.
A lot of Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yes, always just so good. It's so quotable. As our nephew Isaac would say, Space Ghost is really quotable, you guys.
Our 10-11-year-old?
He's 11 now. Yeah. He's awesome. They're all so awesome.
Yeah, it's been really fun hanging out with them.
This motherfucker, I was enjoying that Lauren Bobart has been accused of being a unlicensed escort and had 2 abortions.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that on Twitter, but I was just like,
she's sorry. She said no, and she called it fake news and 4 Pinocchios, and also you guys need Jesus.
Yeah, I did see the thing where she tweeted something about how Jesus Christ wouldn't have been crucified if he'd had an AR-15. And I was like, well, that means that, like you wouldn't have your whole religion.
Right?
So are you
There's
sure
that
you
whole,
thought that through?
I love George Takei. George Takei said, he's like, who wants to tell her?
Yeah,
she's real dumb.
Yeah, I really don't have much just because it's been...
Well, the little that I I didn't write anything, that I've read about the January 6th Commission is just that it's looking more and more every day like the DOJ is going to have something to prosecute Trump for. They just have to prove that he knew going into it that it was illegal and what the consequences would be, which there's already staffers saying that he knew. like the night of that he had lost.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just, and then I've heard people say like, they're going to say that they're never going to, they're never going to take him to court. And as soon as they do, they're going to say that they won't be able to prove it. And look, it's like not paperwork. I must have COVID. My brain's not working.
Oh no.
It's just like it's falling into place exactly the way they said it's gonna happen. And sure enough, they're already the news source like, they're never gonna be able to prove it. And it's like, except for that they will.
Yeah. I do have one thing that I found just now on Twitter that's I'm just gonna read it to you. It's somebody named Teddy Murphy. And I'm going to retweet it and I'm going to share it on our Instagram stories live during this recording of the podcast at 10:45 at night Mountain Time. Apparently there's a new conservative dating app called The Right Stuff that's launching this summer that, quote, gives you the chance to find a conservative man to marry. What woman wouldn't jump at the chance to meet these guys? Exclusive photos. I'm showing Charlotte the photos now.
Are you fucking kidding me? There's a lot of guns and nakedness that I want nothing to do with.
So
that's gotta be a joke, right?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look... No, it looks real.
That's awesome.
Listener, head on over to our Twitter or our Instagram or any of our social media and just let us know if you think this is real or not, because I think it's real.
Well, I remember hearing, when Trump was still in office, that guys were getting pissed off because girls wouldn't go on dates with them if they said that they MAGA at all. And it's like, good for that, Don't sleep with MAGA douches.
Absolutely not. And if you find out in the morning that you have slept with a MAGA douche, get your Listerine, get your vaginal cleansing supplies.
Clean that shit out.
Yeah, dip yourself in a hydrogen peroxide bath. Put hydrogen peroxide in your ears. Squeeze a little up your cooter. Hi, Tiffany.
Max and the baby tested positive too.
Oh.
Aww.
So I thought we got it from Max.
Probably.
Yeah.
Would you like to come on into the podcast?
We're going to tell your story without you if you don't.
We've got 2 more positive tests in the family. In case you were chomping at the bit, listener, wondering if we were going to live or die. All right, here, how about this? Let's hear a word from our sponsors. We're keeping this real short this week. And then we're going to come back and we're going to tell you some funny stories.
Perfect.
Unless you never come back because of COVID.
Oh, man.
Hey, we made it back.
We're alive.
Hooray.
For now.
Tiffany, would you like to grab a White Claw or just do this stone cold sober with COVID?
I think I'll do it stone cold sober. I don't even take Dayquil. I'm that sober.
Oh, here, let me show you what...
sober as a nun.
Let me show you what we just found about this conservative dating app called The Right Stuff.
Oh, no, thank you.
Where you can,
No, thank you.
you can date
No, thank you. No, thank you.
It's good. Okay, anyways, story time. So, we've just been filling our listeners in on our trip so far, and we were going to tell your story. There's a couple that we thought were really funny. Charlotte was telling me, and I had forgotten all about this, where you and Casey had changed our family answering machine. And it was something along the lines of, do you remember how it went? Can you recreate it?
Well, I would need Casey here. I know that I said something like, you have reached the home of the Anders. And then Casey broke it and said, shut up, woman! I told you you're not allowed to use the phone. And then I screamed.
And you were like,
no, please, Casey, don't hurt me!
don't hurt the baby!
Don't hurt the baby. And it was up for a day or 3 before Dad found it and we got in trouble.
Our poor father.
For so many reasons.
I know. We must have embarrassed him so many times. And now look how cool we are.
Well, and what with all the running away, like, come on.
We were also rehashing the story because when you and Casey get together, just magic happens because you're the 2 funniest people in our family.
It's a fact.
And we were talking about the time that you and Casey took our little brother Colin, who was, I don't know, how old would you say he was at the time?
Well, he was still in diapers, Mandi. My
sister is being a real asshole to me. It's because she has COVID. We'll give her a pass. So, okay, I'll tell the story then that I don't know anything about because I just heard it today.
I'm just saying, he was still in diapers, but he was old enough to walk on his own, but want to hold Casey and I's hand while we did the 1, 2,
So yeah, our little brother,
swing.
Casey's probably about 16, 17. Would you say that's accurate?
Sure, which makes me 13, 14.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys are in the Walmart holding our little brother Colin's hands, who's 1.5.
And swinging him, 1, 2, 3, swing.
Right.
Well, we yelled at each other like, Casey, I told you couldn't get cigarettes. We need diapers. Which is funnier when you look back on it because I was 14. Right?
Could you imagine how our brother's mother would feel if she ever knew that had happened? Because I bet she doesn't know to this day.
No, she doesn't. And we'll keep it that way. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so she'll be fine.
I wonder who that gift's for. I don't remember what else we said. Definitely like that one. And then, but there was just a lot of yelling at each other while
in public.
Well, that was the whole point. In the Walmart.
Yeah.
Holding. And Colin was just happy to go on a trip. So he was having a great time. And he didn't know what we were saying, Because we would also be like, we'd yell at each other and then be like, okay, how are you doing, Lewis Swing? And they'd be like, I hate you so much. You did this to me. I'm 14 and I have a baby. That's what.
That just reminded me too, slightly off topic of we had a Halloween party one year in Bellingham, and there was a lot of really great costumes that year. But Tiffany's kind of took the cake. She was wearing my favorite camouflage overalls, and she had blacked out one of her eyes, and she'd blacked out a couple of her teeth, and she had a frying pan, and she was pregnant. What else? What else am I missing? Oh,
mullet wig.
Fake pregnant.
Were
Tiffany
you
doesn't have any
rollers?
children.
I had a blonde mullet wig.
A blonde mullet wig. Anyway, Tiffany really pulls off that white trash trailer girl.
And I had to say, because I had a pillow on my belly, and I said, I have to drink my baby's claustrophobic.
I think that's the name of this episode.
So much fun.
We've just been driving around town, and I keep all these just random memories keep popping up of places that we drive by. Like, I was like, oh, that's where I've smoked my first cigarette, shit like that. I really wish that I could have had time to catch up with some friends, but it's like...
We were going to go see Erica tomorrow and then probably record another podcast for fun if we had the time. But now that everybody's got COVID around us, we're going to have to take that off the table, which is a bummer.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have I got for stories? So I do have one story I could tell that I've been kind of saving up. And it has to do with my friend Rob, who I met in Logan when I was in high school. And I've told a few different stories without naming any names, but like he's been a part of some of those stories. And he ended up having to go to prison for some time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he, by being in there, he learned how to basically be a sound technician. And he ended up meeting the right people who taught him and hooked him up with like an apprenticeship and all this stuff. So now he's actually really, really great. I guess you would call it an audio engineer for like huge productions,
right.
Huge musical productions. And he's been working for this artist named Lindsay Sterling for, I don't know how many years, a long time. And I had never heard of her. And they came out to Hawaii to play at this pretty small club. The thing about shows, and I think I probably mentioned this, shows in Hawaii, it's like you get really big acts out there, like Queens of the Stone Age, or like these bands that would play these huge venues, but we don't have any like huge venues like that that support that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And there's a couple. There's like Aloha Stadium and there's Blaisdell Center, but they don't like it. That's it. Those are the options, and so. I didn't know who this person was. She's playing at this fairly small club, and there's like this pre-meet and greet thing. So I go up there with I'd gotten coffee for everybody, and I go in there and I walk in, just basically walk in like I own the fucking place,
right.
Which I've never done at a show ever. It's kind of my dream to do that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm here to see my friend Rob, and I go in there and there's these she's doing a meet and greet. and doing like a private acoustic set. You know, sometimes do that pre-show or sound check thing or whatever. Somebody's proposing to their, you know, and there's like this group of diehard fans, and I was like, holy shit, she's got like a following or whatever. Now that I know better, she sells out stadiums. It's like, you know, 7 layers of LED screens behind her and like that, you know, 15, 20 backup dancers. And she's like really huge in the video game world. Like she does video game soundtracks and
that's cool.
Anime and stuff like that. So thank God I had no idea who she was, because I probably
would have nerded up on it. Or at least be like, oh, I can't talk to you because you're famous.
Yeah, like I do.
Like we all do.
Yeah.
Like we all do.
But, you know, we just like hung out and they were like, oh my God, how do you know Rob? Like Rob has friends? kind of a thing. Like, I don't know. Not really, but it was like, oh yeah, we've known each other since we were teenagers. Like we got in some trouble together. But it was so cool. Like you know, just being backstage at that venue, I got to see all of the like set lists all over the walls and the flyers of all these bands that have been, you know, that have played through that club, Queens of the Stone Age included, you know.
Oh, wow.
It was just amazing to be back there, and this just like off limits place that you don't ever get to go, being a fan of live music. So, and I had an all access wristband, so I could go wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I could climb up in the lights, I could climb up in the sound booth.
That's so cool.
It was so fucking cool.
Jealous.
I know. And it was just like one of those things where I didn't expect that at all. Like I was honestly just really excited to see my friend. We were really good friends when we were younger. And I was super stoked to see him and see what he was doing. And
yeah, that's awesome.
I was kind of like, oh, maybe I can show him around this club kind of a thing.
It's like, oh, no, not at all. No. So he doesn't live there, right?
No, they were just on
tour.
Just on
tour, okay.
Yeah. And he's actually messaged me a couple other times. Like, they come through Ontario a lot. Okay. And he's like, I'm in California. Oh, where are you? Let's meet up. Right. And I was like, oh, Ontario? That's pretty fucking
Ontario's
far away.
kind of by Pasadena, right?
I think it's...
Because I remember when we were driving to the wedding, I was like, is that where Ontario is? Because I honestly had no idea. Yeah. So it's far away, but it's not terribly far
that's where
away.
You branch off. I think it's by, like, Palmdale.
Oh, maybe.
So it's like as far as away as you can get and still be in the LA area.
Okay, gotcha.
Which could mean an hour and a half in traffic. It could mean 5 hours in traffic, depending on what time of day.
Fair assessment.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my my Lindsay Sterling story. But this place, of course, Logan always reminds me of Rob, because this is where we were friends and where we met and started experimenting with taking LSD a lot.
Don't throw him under the bus.
I didn't say his last name.
That's fair.
Although, how many sound techs for a famous... All right, maybe we'll cut that.
We won't.
I don't think enough people listen to this podcast that could really...
Right now. You don't know how they could blow up. All right. Well, that's fun. So let's be excellent to each other. We're going to not go anywhere and just stay in the house tomorrow and watch TV, and hopefully not give everybody COVID, and hopefully not get it, because I still tested negative. So
let's just be like Phil, what's his name from Groundhog's Day? Think about others. Yeah. Just start being kind to other people.
Right. Just don't think about yourself so much as the people around you. Because again, the whole COVID thing, we just had to have this discussion with our father. It's not about you and how you feel. It's about how you could potentially kill somebody else.
Right.
The man has a dentist appointment tomorrow and didn't want to take a test. So, come on. Just do the right thing. Get tested. And if you test positive, stay the F home.
Right. You should also do the right thing and head over to Apple Podcasts.
Give us a review. It helps people find us.
We're also on YouTube. We're looking for likes, subscribes, and shares.
Always a big shout out to our patrons. You too could become a patron for as little as $3 and as much as you want to give us.
We are on all the social medias: Facebook,
Pinterest,
Instagram,
TikTok,
LinkedIn.
It's a fact. MySpace? No, it doesn't exist anymore. Although, I'm telling you, it's a music venue now. Maybe we should just broadcast through MySpace.
Maybe.
That's all I'm saying.
Send us your stories at FHEBadMormons@gmail.com.
Right? We'll read them out loud. Or get my sister Tiffany to read them out loud.
And thanks for joining us. Sorry for the short little episode, but we'll see you next week.
Bye.